Alright, so we are now recording. Thank you for joining us, guys. I really do appreciate it. So welcome to Media Talk Pod. So where we talk all things gaming, movies, TV, and then some more if needed. So we're your hosts. Names are Ryan.
And I'm Mike.
Alright, so first topic is we kind of talked about was horror gaming. And I know you're a horror fan, so
Oh yeah.
this is kind of down your alley.
Okay. So we're talking about right now Dead of Night, right?
Yes, so at Dead of Night, if you want to play the video, you can like scroll ahead to where they actually play it.
Yeah. So where does it actually start?
There should be a settings screen right there. And that's when they actually start kind of going through it.
Okay. Let's pray that we don't get copyrighted for using the video.
We won't.
Let's just play it.
Yeah, I think we
Far be it from us to read the instructions.
Well, I did read the instructions. I read the receiver instructions.
Ooh. Wow. This is
You ever played this game?
Right? I heard that
I have
this
not. I
is...
actually haven't heard of this game.
Really? That's surprising.
Mr. Beast.
Because this
Is this-
game
is this-
scared the
is
this
shit
an
out of
indie-
people,
is this an indie game?
where they
Or is
started
this
like
a-
challenging themselves to play it in the dark. Like just pure darkness.
What? Are you kidding me?
Okay, well I fell asleep watching a few horror movies, so I think...
Having to sleepy. Ooh, Ghost and Spirit voice receiver. I'm so glad that we've developed one of them.
Can you hear it okay?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I told you, it's like a movie. It's like they're playing a movie.
I'm worried about the viewers a little bit, but it's fine.
Hannah, where are you?
Oh, this is great. I love it.
left me behind.
Let's pray with
Where are you now? What's this number?
You left me behind and apparently I'm walking.
I don't know.
Nowhere.
I'll just call when I get there. Well, doesn't matter. Just go to bed, Hannah.
Oh, yeah, see, no service. That's what you get.
Aw, jeez.
It's just a prank hand.
Oh, no. He's
That's what
done
I'm
for.
Seaview Hotel proprietor Jimmy.
Jimmy.
I think this is
Jimmy!
the
Jimmy, oh, Seaview Hotel. That looks very cozy.
Right, it does. Looks nice.
Oh, this is beautiful. What a great hotel.
Well, the fact that they use real
I'm always
actors
super
kind of
nervous to actually
Ah,
live
right.
right.
I presume. Don't be alarmed. Your friend
Oh,
has
wowza.
slipped you in.
because like this dude needs a Grammy for this because he was
Right,
fantastic.
totally. I love this.
Really?
It's all been paid for. so
This
you
is
don't
now a
have to-
1998, like, horror show.
Very nice.
Oh, boy.
There's quite a few of you I see as well.
Girls' night.
Nice to see so many fresh, young faces. For a change.
Oh.
There's a festival in town, I presume.
Yeah, we were supposed to be camping there tonight, but
There's hardly weather for that, is there?
Oddly.
Will you be staying for breakfast?
I don't think so. We'll probably just get
No,
going.
complimentary breakfast. Take advantage
Yes.
of that.
If you don't mind me asking, Maya, would you be interested in the entertainment tonight?
Tonight?
I wouldn't trust
Starts
this guy
around
about
midnight.
entertainment.
Oh,
What?
It's me doing it. Actually,
Yeah, but you're in a
comedy.
hotel in the middle of nowhere.
I do this comedy
Yeah,
character
that just adds to
called,
me saying no.
Hugo Hunt.
But it's a
He's
horror
always
game. You're supposed to say
comedic
yes.
Sociopath.
Oh, what the what?
You're not supposed to say it. That sort of thing.
I find sociopaths really comedic most of the time.
We're all just going to bed, I think.
Are you sure I can't twist your arm on this?
It's okay, I'd rather just go to bed. Sorry.
Hi.
Aw.
Which way are the rooms?
Yikes.
Just take the lift. You're on the first floor.
Okay, thanks.
And drop your key off in the box, if you will, Maya, please, tomorrow.
The smooth comedic stylings of Jimmy. I understand. You can
Oh,
Don't have no takers.
only show in town. No takers.
Who needs proper entertainment when you got YouTube and my face?
Oh,
Aw,
YouTube's
you
stealing all the
ruined it.
views.
Copyright.
Why would you go to an amateur comedy show when you could watch all the amateur comedy shows happening
Don't
on
want to hear
YouTube all
it,
the time?
okay?
Oh, jeez.
Not tonight.
What was that Punch and Judy? Punch for Punch and Judy?
Oh, hey.
That's an old person thing. Don't worry about it, Matt. You don't
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
Oh, he's
I'm getting some hardcore like Joker vibes here,
And I mean, this game's
Oh,
like
he's
15
got a
bucks on Steam.
very
so-
thin bat.
right?
Yeah,
It's
it's
super
not super
small.
expensive.
The mini Louisville Slugger.
They're paying customers. They haven't done anything to you.
The Louisville Tapper.
Just leave them alone.
Louisville Poker.
Bad eggs need cracking, whack 'em hard and crack their shell, kick 'em down the stairs to hell.
Jeez.
I personally would like this to end.
Show them
I told you,
who's
this
boss.
guy's a really good actor.
That's the way to do it.
Man, I'm so excited about this game.
Oh, this is super fun.
I don't think it's going to involve any gameplay, but I'm here
Yeah, I
for
think
it.
he's got
I would watch
personality
this.
disorder.
Oh,
I would
man.
watch this gameplay itself. Anyway.
Okay, creepy Joker comedian
Honestly,
attacks sleeping
watching
hitchhikers.
watching amateur comedy shows
Why is there a candle? No,
is like a try not to cringe challenge.
what hotel
in
allows...
living color.
Well, this could really be a movie. Like, honestly, the
I
way
mean,
they
it really
filmed
could.
it.
You gotta outlaw that stuff. Whoa! Whoa! Hey! Oh,
What?
Alright. That's why you lock your door at the hotel. Always lock the door. Well,
Well, don't lock yourself
you
out.
don't lock it. See, this is why it's important to be precise about the order of events. You lock the door when you're in the room. You don't lock it. Oh, she's in the
Oh, she's getting
Hotel
in the
doors
elevator.
automatically
I see.
lock when you leave.
That makes sense.
It's not like you can unlock it, leave.
Just walk out the front door.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, or the, oh, that's a good idea. Look, she's using logic. She's losing it. Nope.
Of course.
But it's a
Yeah,
horror
just right,
game. Logic
just right.
and reasoning don't
Get
exist
out of
anymore.
no, they don't.
Well, apparently you were close enough to sit
I mean,
there.
don't you know, 9 o'clock, all the phone rings go down?
Right? She's like, hey, you
Right.
left me. No. Yes. Great advice.
I don't know where you've been so, but I'd be insane not to play my
When I got enough money,
I know I can break
That's
Well, make him realize what? No, that's not my
No,
job. That is
that-
a trained therapist's
Right? I was
job.
gonna say, leave that one to the professionals.
That is not me.
Your job is to just leave.
Seaview Hotel has a dark past.
most hotels do, especially in Vegas.
It's ghosts.
And I am not hanging around
You
to
seem
listen
like
to
you're
you. Let me
murdering
tell you that.
Dude,
I'm halfway down the road to, you know,
in every Vegas
Surreyville or whatever it is out there in the UK.
They'll tell you Jimmy's. I don't want to know Jimmy's
I don't
secrets.
care.
I don't care.
Don't care.
No.
I want to know that I'm alive.
Jimmy must hide the truth.
Like, this
Apparently,
game just
again,
started
Jimmy, you
apparently,
do you,
and
man.
now I don't want anything to do with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Jimmy does at all costs.
That's
Sorry, Greg.
that. Well,
I
one of
don't-
those costs won't be killing me. I'll just. Oh my God. Oh jeez.
Yeah, see,
Oh.
this is the device he found. Look at the thing.
But like just a realistic
So,
photo.
no,
I say let's definitely just head.
Like it looks real and it's really creepy and scary.
Yeah.
It's a point and click game and you can only face one direction at a time.
Oh.
So if you turn the wrong direction, Jimmy can hit you.
Okay. That sounds like it'd be very obnoxious very quick.
Yeah, some people got pissed off at it too because they couldn't.
Head straight to the front.
I need to come to this crying here. Yeah, here's the thing, friends. I know that is not how the game is played, but holy jeez, I see someone literally getting kidnapped, like chloroformed, down the hall from me.
Right?
And apparently, I reached this
You
hotel
can move
within
ahead
a
if you
couple
want.
hours
You don't have
of
to watch
walking
the- I mean,
from
you
wherever
can,
my
if you're
friends
really
abandoned
curious
me.
about it, you can like watch Markiplier's or Jacksepticeye, who absolutely hated this game, by the way.
I'm very confused.
I'm clicking every.
What about the bottom menu thing?
Right? You would think that I would be able to
Click something?
operate something on screen.
Huh.
But neither the key. Wait. Is it a controller thing? It's not a controller thing.
It's not arrow keys. Oh, Jesus. Oh, wait. Something lit up.
Close. Oh.
Oh.
It can detect.
Oh,
spe-
okay.
Obviously,
Oh, we're in tutorial mode. Okay.
Well,
Gotcha.
but obviously, going up to here, not clicking the device, mind you. It's going up to the text box and closing it. Okay. Internet Spirits voices. Yes, I know that. I read a tutorial. If you haven't seen it, go watch the menu and watch the tutorial.
Great.
I read the tutorial. Alright, well, that's unfortunate.
At Anampan says, I just saw someone get knocked out, and what do? Explore the hotel more.
Yeah,
No, you
yeah,
head
it's
straight for the
Oh
door.
God, why not?
There it is. Okay.
Look at this. Graphically, this is unreal.
Wow.
Look
See
at
what
how
I mean?
beautiful
Like,
this
it's
is.
a-
Yeah, it's really well done.
Can I get-
Even just with the motion blurs.
I know, right? Like the jump scares in this game are just like insane.
Go this
You
way.
don't want to actually find the dead bodies.
No, certainly not.
Yeah, in here. He was like going in here.
So are you wanting just to watch this whole thing, or?
Ooh, an
no,
arcade.
Oh, forget solving the mysteries of this place. I'm playing some
So like
Time
when they're
Crisis
kind of like
3.
hiding,
Yeah.
because you have to go from hotel
Yeah,
to
or
hotel
some
and find
pinball.
objects.
Oh,
Ooh.
Defender
Okay.
pinball, WrestleMania.
So if you want to just kind of click through,
Oh, this is see. There. Okay, that's
they
not a
just
fun
want-
place.
they like
I don't
watch
like
stuff
that
like
one.
this.
That one made me unhappy.
Okay.
We have not gone down this hallway. What's back here? 113. Oh, I should look into people.
Yeah, you totally should. Oh, it's
Ooh,
so darky.
it's
It's
super-
so darky.
super
It's so darky. It's so darky.
The dark rooms I can't do anything with. It's too dark ahead.
Yeah,
And apparently lights aren't a thing that exists in this world.
definitely not.
How dare you, electricity!
Ah!
That's 113. Let's try 112. There's a lot of rooms. And it's a very confusing map. I am gonna get lost and dead multiple times.
Some people are telling us to watch the tutorial. I don't believe in the tutorials. I don't think they're real. Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh.
No, we're doing a great job.
Yeah, right? I know.
All
Look
I
at,
need
we're
is a-
moving very
oh,
quickly.
It's not my fault that a scrying mirror is not something that everyone has in their room. Look, we found a
Right
key.
one. Oh, key!
We found deadlock key for room 112.
Oh.
Deadlock key. Does that mean
I think that was
to try keys, open the inventory, face the door, and select the key?
seems simple enough.
That makes total sense. to me.
Tutorial schmutorial.
look, the whole point is
Doors
to
can
grab
be locked
specific
or
objects
unlocked.
to help you solve the mystery.
It's usually how
The
we
But
do it.
tutorial
every
is
time you get
important.
caught,
You'll
he
play
knocks
this
you
game for
out,
hours
throws
if you
you
don't
into like
if
a
you
random
don't
room, and
complete the
takes all the
story.
objects and puts them back in the right place.
Well, I
Oh.
learned how to do it. Look, the game's
So if
fun.
you get caught, you have to start back over to grab
So I
all
can
the
lock
objects
it
again
on
while
the
avoiding
way
him.
Oh, I like
Do I
it.
have to select it? Can I just be like, hey, use this?
That sounds really obnoxious.
Yeah.
Alright, so if I
Should we
need
jump
to
to
hide
the
from him,
mushroom
I
plate?
can lock the door.
Probably.
That is going to be really stressful. Yep.
This game, you're not.
Hey, ad revenue's dropping.
Here's
They
someone.
need this as much as possible.
And the worst part is we're not getting any.
Well, we just started. I mean, we got 1 subscriber, so that's a good thing.
Okay, maybe I do need to describe it.
I mean, we only
Yeah.
have 60 views.
Right, it's fine.
Which honestly, I hear the voice.
How
Right.
confused I looked.
I should be able to talk to her without, with or without the mirror. Right door? Nope, certainly not. Wander around until I find this thing. Ooh, more arcade games though. Yes. See, that's. Why are you passing by that, girl? That's the important stuff that we need to focus on. Focus on those old defunct games. Okay,
Ooh.
so
Oh, jeez.
so I'm pretty sure. Yeah, see, look. So the compass is like going crazy right now, which seems
Oh, yeah, which seems like we need.
like she's gonna be here,
yeah.
but I need the thing first,
There's someone there.
which is unfortunate. All right, fine. So I'll be back, Spirit. I know you're here.
Okay.
I know you're here, but the game won't allow me to talk to you yet. Maybe I should start at the top.
Yeah, okay.
Start at the-
What was that?
Ghost.
I wasn't paying attention.
So I'm
to that.
pretty sure. Yeah, see, look. So the compass is like going crazy right now, which seems
Oh, yeah, which seems like we need.
like she's gonna be here,
yeah.
but I need the thing first,
There's someone there.
which is unfortunate. All right, fine. So I'll be back, Spirit. I know you're here.
Okay.
I know you're here, but the game won't allow me to talk to you yet. Maybe I should start at the top.
Yeah, okay.
Start at the-
Oh, she's all that from that little
I
kid.
said, I told you there was a spirit there. I'm allowed to see her. I was trying to I was radioing you. Okay, that's cool. I'm fine with that. We're good. That
I don't
wasn't
know
spooky at
why
all.
that cotton is falling apart.
Because it's been a slow
Jesus,
burn.
right? It has been just taking so long.
You you noted girl in
And
the
apparently
basement.
there's only 2
Yeah,
safe areas.
I
so,
did.
like, the first
I did
floor
note
is
that.
safe.
Fantastic. I'm so
the-
glad
the
that we're on the
elevators
same
are safe
page.
everywhere else.
Yeah,
What is
I need
this?
to
What is this?
Very
Okay, yeah,
slow.
I know we need to
Spoiler
find her.
alert, I need to
I know, I
Fair
know.
game too.
I know.
Also, I need to
Oh
talk to
my
that girl
For
in
him
the
to catch
basement,
you and knock you
but
out
I'm assuming that the slime here.
Okay.
with a bat.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm hearing spooky wind. Hearing spooky wind. Scrying mirror. Broken mirrors.
Okay.
Broken mirrors. That's a thing that I found. You noted the evil spirit in the basement, who has clearly been tormented by this evil failed comedian. Turned.
Oh, you know what I really enjoy? Discovering this game on my own without watching the children. It's one of my favorite parts so far. And maybe a few comments on this topic in the chat.
I don't know what you're talking about. but- Darkhead.
Oh, this has been that really got my ticker going.
Right? That was exciting.
Holy cow.
So here's the thing, right? The reason she won't talk to us, based on the tutorial that I read, is that she was in a too highly energized state, and so when they're
That
too
makes sense.
energized, they don't appear, and so you need to like calm down, basically.
Okay.
So here we go.
Go back to the basement now. You should be able to speak to the
Yeah,
spirit.
I don't know
Of
why
of
you wanna
people
talk
saying
to
that, by the way.
spirits.
It says Noble Nindroid,
Okay.
and a few others.
Oh, so I couldn't.
You don't need a scrying mirror to talk to the girl. I know her name, but I'm keeping it a secret for now. Says Margaret Redner.
Thank you.
Thank you for not spoiling.
No, because there are certain parts where
So I was
like,
on the
music
right
will
path.
start
I get
playing
it.
when he's near.
But it's not my fault, you know. So there was a scripted event that had to happen before I could actually talk.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's like
And apparently it's like bone chilling
Tutorial.
music to the point where people freak
It's
out.
fine.
Like, oh my god,
It's
I need
fine.
a
Okay. Okay.
All right, here we go.
I'm gonna stay calm. I'm gonna stay calm when we see the girl. I'm gonna stay so cool.
Are you?
I'm gonna stay cool as a
Call
cucumber.
her again.
Who's that?
But anyway, when you're ready to move on, we can move
Oh,
on.
hey, hey!
There it
I don't know how
Hey!
much time you actually have.
Okay.
I don't know.
But that was one of them. And then Phasmophobia is more of a multiplayer game, technically.
Yeah, I heard a lot more about Phasmophobia during pandemic times and all that. Yeah.
I mean, there's more, because I even remembered... Because, I don't know why I did this. So 2020, lockdown happened, and then I was just watching horror video games, like, non-stop for some odd reason.
Yeah. I mean, as most people did.
I mean, to be fair, they died out, 2 years after that, so it's not like it's...
Yeah, most horror games have completely died at this point.
Which is weird,
It's
because,
no,
horror TV is, on the rise.
no, it is very strange, but I think the horror genre in general is going downhill at a very rapid rate. And I think that's mostly just because what was scary and what is scary now are two completely different things. I mean, in all honesty, the horror genre has been going downhill since God knows when. I mean, you look back at the Psycho movie and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, that was, Hitchcock's movies were the epitome of fright. And now we have very low budget, very just kind of sloppy thrown together movies that don't really, they're not really how do I put this? Because, fear isn't just a scary face behind it, it's more of the psychologicals behind it.
Right.
And people don't go into that anymore. It's okay, we're gonna, you take the Smile movie that just recently came out.
Yep.
They had that, I don't know, spaghetti monster looking thing. And literally, the best way to describe it is, the way I saw it on some just random tech, some random tech, or not tech, just some random movie ordeal. webpage, and literally it's just described as a creepypasta character. I mean, I'll find a picture of it real quick. And
Well, to be fair, I know because I saw the trailer for Smile, and me being a Christian, I'm like, oh, that's like straight demonic. It's like.
So, funny story about that. I'm also Christian, and I see a lot of that really demonic stuff, and I don't know why, but it's very. It's. Let me see if I can really quick do this. I have like a one-track mind. I cannot multitask right now. That's not what I wanted.
Alright, at this point, people, I would say show me your comments, but since we're not going live anytime soon, more than likely.
Yeah. It's literally just showing me like every. Okay, so I have a weird picture of it where it doesn't look the best, but let's see if I can do.
So we'll play some relaxing music in the background.
Okay. Are you able to see the? Or do we? Okay, there we go.
Ah, that.
So
Okay.
this is kind of. I don't. Because it's not showing me exactly what it is.
Mhm.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's not really.
It's creepy, yes, but at the exact same time.
That mask was terrible.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Like, so this is like, and this is in another, like, I mean, this is a completely unrelated to our entire podcast, because this is going into like the religious Christian demonic realm thing, but none of that is accurate.
No, that's not accurate at all. Actually, I think that also kind of helps. I think if like a lot of these bigger movie production spots would, again, tap more into the psychological of it, it'd look a lot better. So, I mean, that's going to scare a little kid, but anybody older than 12 is going to look at that and go, "What the hell is this? This is my grandma looks like that before she puts her makeup on." You know,
Like, the TV series from Italy that Disney made did a much better job with their monster than most other people would.
Yeah. I mean, like, even just scrolling through, like, what's here, just, like, being recommended, this looks scarier than the other thing.
Not really. That just looks really weird.
Yeah. I don't know, like when it comes to horror, though, for me personally, I prefer more, like, the disturbing kind of horror. Like, if you want to scare somebody, like, disturb the hell out of them. But no, most of this isn't. Well, who's going to get scared by that?
See, that just
Yeah.
looks like an alien. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, even if you know the character from that Jujutsu Kaisen, you know, he had the eyeballs on his hands or whatever. It literally looks like that. If
I don't know, maybe they're running out of ideas.
I think that's the biggest thing, because if you look at movies now, what if it hasn't been done, it's not going to be done. Because all the
True.
great ideas, like with Xenomorph or Pennywise or stuff like that, has already been used and exhausted of what potential it has. That now we get stuff like this. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to look at that. So I was gonna say, for people who can't see the image, which everybody can because it's on YouTube and whatever
Well, I mean,
else.
and to be fair, because the last time I downloaded our audio on it,
Mhm.
and it sounded terrible.
Okay.
So I actually had to mix it a little bit and kind of rebalance everything out. I was like, all right, it sounds better, but it still doesn't sound like it.
Yeah.
Because everything was coming out of like one side, and there's like barely anything over there, and I'm like, why? Like, what's going on? Our
So
speakers
the
are
weird
balanced
issue
out.
is what I said last week when I couldn't hear anything out of the one side of my earbuds. It was having that issue already.
Okay.
So that's really strange. I was doing that.
Like,
yeah,
I can fix it,
Mhm.
because I already fixed it before, and it sounded a little better.
Yeah.
But then I gotta grab it and rematch it again with our video audio, and that's
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I guess kind of going back to the horror genre. Yeah, it's just simply things are scary anymore, and with how vast the internet is now, and what you're able to find on there, people are very desensitized now to what is scary.
true.
That's a big issue with a lot of things. Even just video games, for example. You know, you play first-person shooters, you shoot a bunch of people. All of a sudden, you think of that in your head, and you're like, okay, that's normal now because I do it here.
Yep.
When in reality, it's not. You know, you can watch 100 different crime shows, and all of a sudden, what these criminals are doing doesn't seem so big as to what they could be doing. I think my cat just tried to get into my room and scared me for a second. Speaking of, and not only that, but I mean, like, even if you just watch horror movies, you get the idea, and it kind of plants a seed. Like, if you watch a bunch of... Stop, cat. If you watch a bunch of paranormal movies, you know, things getting dragged across places, it's going to kind of plant a seed, and you know, as you start, you're going to start noticing, you know, you can start noticing things out of the corners of your eyes or stuff like that. You're going to start looking for that, and you could see something, you could not. Most of the time, you're not. But knowing that because of these movies, you get the idea that there are demonic. You know, there's evil and there's good, right?
Right.
And with watching these movies, you get it shows so much more the evil. Anything that happens to you that's unexplainable, you're immediately going to think it's a bad thing. So it's I think in the best ways to say, I'm like talking myself in like circles right now. I do not know where I'm going or where I'm ending with this. Horror sucks now, and it has for a while. And I think, again, until people start planting the seeds in the viewers and the audience of this could actually happen, or there's stuff like this that does happen, is when it starts getting scary. An example of it would be the last movie they did about the Warrens with the devil made me do it.
Oh, that one?
Devil
Okay.
Made Me Do It. So that movie wasn't so much a horror movie as much as it was a dramatic. It was a dramatized retelling of one of their actual cases.
Right.
And during the credits of the movie, it gave me and my family chills when we watched it here at home. During the credits, they play the actual audio of it, and you hear this kid screaming and roaring. I'm actually going to see if I can find it. But it was nothing that the human body should be able to function. It's honestly crazy.
Well, and I think with Phasmophobia, when it dropped, like, it was... The graphics weren't, like, too crazy.
Yeah.
And then, like, if you ended up getting caught or getting killed by the ghosts, you ended up seeing the ghost just kind of walk around. It was just kind of... It was weird.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't scary, it just looked kind of weird.
Yeah.
Probably not, just
Well,
because
let me-
I know, like, Warner themselves, they kind of tend to
Yeah, let me stop playing it. And see if I can just find, like...
Well, I have a feeling I've heard it before, because, like, I've delved into this stuff because it's kind of a curiosity thing.
Yeah, so here, I have it here. I'll just play a small little bit of it. I don't know if you want to pause the music for a quick second.
I'm not really worried about it too much.
Okay.
Because the next topic will be, we're gonna kind of dig on Microsoft just a little bit.
Okay.
just a little bit.
Oh, like the way I really want to touch on this more, but I'm gonna restrain myself.
Well, I mean, the next thing was Microsoft anyway, and the only reason why I brought this up is because looking at download speeds for PlayStation and Microsoft, they're vastly different.
Yeah.
So Microsoft doesn't have a Wi-Fi 6 chip.
A Wi-Fi 6 chip?
So they have Wi-Fi 5
Mm-hmm.
in their latest console.
Okay.
Where Sony moved on to Wi-Fi 6 because it had just come out recently.
Yeah.
For faster internet speeds.
Mm-hmm.
So they started using that.
Okay. So I didn't even know this was an actual thing. So I know they talk about faster download speeds, but I didn't know it actually was that in depth about it.
Well, another reason why I noticed is because so we have an Xbox in our main room.
Yeah.
And I recently downloaded a bunch of games for it, and it was at what our normal internet speed was.
Yeah.
But when I'm in my room, it drops to half.
Okay.
Which is weird because the office is literally next door. So.
Yeah. That is strange. Well, that is really strange because I kind of noticed a little bit in my house. What internet provider do you use?
I use Sparklight.
Sparklight, that's what we use. I don't really notice it in my home all too much. I know that I get really fast speeds with this newer computer. It also has more RAM.
What chip are you using on your desktop? Because they usually update their Wi-Fi chips consistently, so.
I have no clue.
And if not, they future-proof it, so it's not like it's.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what Wi-Fi chip is, but I know it runs considerably well. I can download a hefty game pretty quick.
Yeah, because my issues with Microsoft are their hardware, and then especially their Wi-Fi. Because everyone claims Microsoft is the fastest Wi-Fi. I was like, really? What numbers are you looking at? Because it's they don't.
No. I think you said Microsoft or PlayStation was the console wars, right?
Yeah.
Okay. By the sounds of it, I think PlayStation probably fought really hard and finally got ahead, and people are finding it hard to accept it, considering Xbox was they were so high up on the board for so long.
True.
Because people are going to sit there and put themselves in denial about everything just to prove that they're right. Or try to prove that they're right.
Well, and I mean, even recently with all the business things that Sony and Microsoft have done, everyone's demonizing Sony for paying developers extra money to get their exclusive game on their platform. Which, and Xbox recently, and this is the last topic that we have to talk about, but Xbox and Square Enix inked a recent deal, which now brings Final Fantasy and all of the Square Enix games onto the Game Pass.
Oh.
And yet, I don't hear any Microsoft person demonizing that as a bad business move. And I'm just okay, why is there so much bias against Sony and not Microsoft?
Well, I know Sony's had a lot of issues. They really have. They like to be hypocritical of themselves in a few aspects. And they don't really like to I'm not entirely sure, actually, because Sony's Sony, Xbox is Xbox, the way it's always been. I mean, in terms of exclusive, I know Xbox was leading the way in that for a long time. I don't know if they still are.
Not really, because they're not really focusing on exclusives anymore. They're focusing on multi-platform stuff.
I wish. So that could be a way. That could be a reason why they're kind of demonizing PlayStation. Because I know PlayStation is really against cross-platform.
They're not against it. They're just I don't know why. Maybe this is because technology's different, which makes point two is why I'm scratching my head. But like Sony's struggling with cloud gaming because they don't have the infrastructure Microsoft does.
Yeah.
So that's one thing they're struggling with. They're also, and I know recently they're trying to make PS3 games backwards compatible, but they're struggling with that.
Yeah.
Because their emulators just aren't running like they should.
Yeah.
So Microsoft, like Sony's trying to catch up to Microsoft, but they're having a lot of technical issues with running certain stuff, and so they tend to stick to, alright, let's focus on PS5, let's focus on big open world exclusive games that everyone can enjoy and play.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because I don't think they have much coming out this year. Like, I know Spider-Man 2 is dropping.
Yeah.
They're working on a bunch of Japanese RPGs, or just like, I think that'll be this year's theme for PlayStation.
I mean, as far as I'm aware, that's mostly been their theme.
Not really. I mean, I can't count Cyberpunk because they do it on both platforms.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what's happening with Halo because I think they recently dropped the studio. I think.
Did it really?
Yeah, I think Microsoft ended their relationship with 303 Studios.
That's,
potentially.
If so, that's going to really hurt them because.
Not really. Halo hasn't been a thing for years.
Well, I mean, it hasn't been a huge thing, but I know they still are putting out. There's a couple they put out recently. They put a recent one out. I think 2019.
Yeah, but that was a multiplayer only thing.
Yeah.
Which again killed them.
Yeah.
Because that's how people are looking for.
Yeah. I think. I don't see why you would drop the company that's gotten so far in fame, for one, but at the same time, I don't see why that company is trying to do what Call of Duty did and destroy themselves with that.
Yeah, but Call of Duty is succeeding.
Are they really?
Yes.
Really?
Like, everyone wants Call of Duty because it's just a massive online platform that everyone... And it's free, which I don't understand how they're making money if it's free.
Well, if we're talking about the most recent Call of Duty thing, that war... I forget what it's called.
Warzone?
Yeah, Warzone.
Yeah, that's their free-to-play multi-online little...
Well, I know that also plays into some of their other games somehow. And I understand that there's you can buy the different skins or costumes or whatever, which that could be making them a lot of money.
Okay, so it's like Fortnite, basically.
Yeah.
Except just with better graphics and a better IP.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't people aren't up in arms about that? Like,
I know people were up in arms when they took out the campaign and moved strictly to multiplayer only with Black Ops 4. But I think the whole Battle Pass, Season Pass ordeal has become such a norm that people just don't care anymore. Because you see it now in Destiny, Fortnite was leading the way with it, Call of Duty's doing it. Even Doom, I think, was doing it for a time. So, I think at this point it's people know it works, the companies know it works, and the people are just done with it and they're gonna do with it as they please. Which is still dumb.
I mean, if it succeeds and it makes you money, they're going to keep it.
Yeah.
Which
Whatever
makes
keeps
sense.
them. Yeah.
Which I understand. But,
Yeah.
What I don't understand is Microsoft has all this money and they can't update their Wi-Fi.
Yeah. But at the same, like what we talked about last episode, though, we talked about Bethesda. Their the software they use, being their own software, they've admitted it's junk, and they do not fix it or just do away with it.
Yeah, but they don't have as much money as like Microsoft is sitting in a pool of money.
Oh yeah. But it's still a point of, I think you could do it if you really needed to, if you really wanted to. But of course you're not going to because they figure it works. But
I mean, eventually it'll change because Unreal 5, like that engine, is fantastic.
oh yeah. Those are
Now with AI programming, and it's going to be a little scary, but
it's going to be really scary, especially considering like pre-recording you started playing the GTA thing, and I actually thought that was a real ordeal. Because literally, as it's going over the city, it says Blaine County, California. Or whatever it said. I was sitting there thinking, oh, okay, this is an episode of Cops. So.
well, I mean that's just GTA 5
Yeah, and that one came out
on whatever engine they. I think it was Unreal Engine 4 is what they used for GTA 5.
I'm sure.
It wasn't 5 because 5 wasn't out yet.
And that was GTA 5, you said?
Yeah, so basically they took like the base game and then they added they modded the shit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, they're running on, like, really hard hardware. So, I mean, they've got 128 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
Whatever video card they can afford, which is probably in the 30-somethings.
Mm-hmm. So it says here that the game engine that GTA 5 uses after Criterion was acquired by Electronic Arts. Rockstar had no choice but to develop a proprietary game engine that was called Rockstar Advanced Game Engine Rage.
Oh, the Rage. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because I think Rockstar uses the Rage engine.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the only company that uses that.
Oh, yeah, since it's there.
But they do really well with it. Like, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like, Red Dead 2 proved that through and through. So.
I mean, if you look at that, and even what CDPR does with Cyberpunk and even the most recent Witcher update, it's going to get really scary, especially even now. You can deep fake people in different situations, doing different things, and it looks exactly like them.
Yeah.
And the worst part is now it's getting to the point where it's doing it automatically to where you don't even have to put the time into it. So
they're just trying to cut costs down. That's what they're trying to do.
I know. But it's scary though because it's also becoming publicly available.
If you can figure out how to use it.
Yeah. So it's going to get very, very scary very quick.
Which is interesting because actually this is a perfect segment to our next topic: Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah.
This is a rumor. I don't think they're actually going to title it that because apparently every console they come up with, it's like brand new title. But the rumor is that it's got PS4 level of graphics and power.
Yeah, because that's what everybody's looking for when everybody owns the PS5.
Well, this is Nintendo.
Yeah. I don't think it's been long enough Nintendo-wise for them to even come out with because they just did the Nintendo Switch Lite a few years ago.
Well, yeah, and I understand that, but the source they got it from also predicted the 2016 drop of Switch.
Really?
Very accurately. So, and it was from a Japanese website. So, possibly next year.
Yeah, I mean, like everything, it's a very good possibility, but I think, again, console, like timeline-wise, the Wii ran for a very long time, the DS ran for a very long time.
Yeah, but they were also calling for Nintendo to start getting better at making their consoles, because the last few games that they've dropped have been terrible.
Yeah, because the console's not able to handle it anymore.
No, like the frames per second, like, and I even, because I started playing Sims 4 again, like, they don't have a PS5 version because it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I've got I run the PS4 version on my PS5. It runs pretty well, but there are certain moments where the frames will drop to 12.
Okay.
And, like, I can barely move, and then there's two things that'll happen. It'll reset itself and go drop back up to 30, which is fine, or it'll just completely crash because it can't handle it.
Yeah.
So what I've been advised to do is, like, alright, when that happens, save your game, close the entire game out, and then just reload it again, and it should go back to normal.
Yeah. I mean,
And I'm like, if I gotta do that on PS5, that just annoys the shit out of me.
Yeah. That's something I've been noticing more in recent years with PlayStation, is the games are crashing more frequently.
Yeah, I noticed that too, and I think PlayStation's noticing it. Because they've done multiple, like, even after the first one dropped, people were complaining about the size and the weight of the PS5.
Yeah.
So they made, like, 2 more, and they kind of, like, shifted stuff around, and kind of lowered the weight a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't change the architecture in general, but the weight did get smaller.
Yeah.
The size didn't get smaller.
Yeah. I mean, that thing's freaking
But the weight got smaller. Well, I know, but you gotta pack. It's hard to pack hardware into something small.
Oh yeah, it really is. But
So I mean, that's, although they are dropping. Again, these are all rumors because the next 2 rumors are PS5 Pro potentially or PS5 Slim.
okay.
And then people want Xbox to compete with Sony, but Xbox is like, yeah, we don't really want to drop another console. Because they already dropped an updated one anyway, or they're going to drop an updated one.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't make sense, because, I mean, like you said, a PS5 Slim?
Or a Pro. So they're basing this off what they've done in the past.
Yeah, because they have the PS4 Pro, because there's 2 different versions of the PS4 Pro. There was the, because it's like a 3-layer one, which I have here, and then there's just the fat one.
Yeah.
Where it's the 2 layers and it's just really fat looking. So I mean, it's kind of scary to think that they're wanting to do that if they want to go to a Pro version, considering the last 2 times they did it, it exceeded the size of the original very drastically. But if you look at the PS5 already, like you said, that thing is freaking huge. I don't.
And it's still having issues.
And it's still having issues. I don't think people really want to be packing around a huge. You know, there's like no word to describe. Like they're going to be packing around electronic cinder block everywhere they go.
True.
And I mean, even if you think about, let's say, military families, people who have to move a lot, that's going to be something that's going to be that's going to cause a lot of expense. And at some point, it's going to be, okay, we're paying more to move this damn thing than we're paying to actually enjoy it. So.
True. I mean, I again, I don't know what they're actually going to do.
Yeah.
This is all up to Sony. They could drop another console. They can drop an updated console.
I think slimming it up would be really good, but
well, and I think they're also I know they're looking for improved performance. That's what they're trying to do. But I don't know how far you can do with that if you're going to slim it down.
Yeah. Like you said, I mean, they already have this huge system where they're already having issues cramming everything in there. How are they going to? Are they just going to make it again a huge cinder block, or are they going to slim it down, try to get more performance out of it, but less room to work with?
They might talk to PC companies, because that's what they originally did with their PS5 anyway. Is because their chip is custom.
Really?
Like you can't find it anywhere else in the market because it's customized for the PS5 specifically.
Yeah, what's the customized part again?
It's either the graphics card or the processor. I don't remember specifically, but they customized one specific part where Microsoft did not do that. They just kind of went with what was updated.
Yeah. Well, I know, doesn't Microsoft work pretty close with NVIDIA?
Yes, which is weird because Bethesda made a deal with AMD and not NVIDIA, so I don't know how that's going to work.
That's strange because Bethesda's owned by Microsoft now, right?
Yeah, but Microsoft kind of lets them go. Like, I've noticed Microsoft is a lot more free-flowing with their studios
Yeah.
than Sony is. I don't know if that impacts anything specifically, but,
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to see what's announced by it, but I think, again, I think going bigger is not going to be necessarily better with the PS5. Like you said, Xbox doesn't really want to do that just because they're already throwing out.
well, they already have one technically.
Yeah. And it kind of makes me wonder too what they're going to try doing with this rumored Nintendo Switch 2.
See, I'm not sure because, they like the portability of it, but my issue is what I'm hoping Nintendo will do is make a home console.
Yeah.
And then make their own little, and maybe keep the Switch Lite and just update the hardware on it.
I mean, that would really work. I mean, Steam themselves, Valve is doing that with the Steam Deck, and then you have your computer, and laptops have been doing it for millennia.
And then mini PCs are on the rise because I bought one for my dad.
Yeah.
And it's super cheap, but it's got some really good. Now the memory is an issue because you can only pack so much in a little box.
Yeah.
But besides that,
how are you going to do that? Because again, mini PCs, laptops, and now the Steam Deck, these are three very popular carrying systems, especially laptops. People take laptops everywhere. So how is the Switch how's Nintendo going to try to combat that?
I don't know, because when Steam Deck came out, everyone's like, "Oh my God, Nintendo's done. They can't compete with it."
Yeah, but
which I think is not actually accurate because Steam Decks are kind of expensive.
Oh yeah, they're really expensive.
I think the highest tier is $650.
Yeah, and that's a little bit.
Well, to be fair, it's 500 gigabytes of storage with 16 gigabytes of RAM, and with a 2.5 gigabyte processor. So I understand why they're pricing it that much.
Yeah.
That's a lot of power to pack in a handheld.
Yeah. Well, I see the Valve Steam Deck 64 gigabytes is $469 or $470 on Amazon.
Yep.
So it's around the same price as what everything else is running with, and not only that, but a lot of people enjoy their PC games.
That's because they're cheap.
Well, yeah, that's because they're cheap, and I think the portability to that already is going to boost Steam Deck, but
kind of. They've had issues.
Yeah, I haven't looked too much into Steam Deck.
I know they had issues with Hogwarts Legacy.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
it's super. Because Hogwarts Legacy is super hard to run. In just a general sense.
Right, and Cyberpunk. Just a little bit.
Well, they had issues on the map, but
everybody had issues with Cyberpunk. From the moment that game was announced, people was having issues just running videos of this thing.
Yeah, but they also dropped it at a bad time because you're in between console generations.
Yeah.
And the last time that happened, every studio had issues, every developer had issues with games in general.
Yeah. Well, I know CDPR, let's see, at the time. Well, I mean, the game had been pushed back so many times, they finally just wanted to throw it out. Because I know it was supposed to come out a lot longer. It was supposed to come out far prior to the console wars that happened in switching over console generations.
Yeah, but the PS4 just can't handle it.
No.
There's too much stuff to load in. And they wanted to make it feel realistic, so they wanted to put a lot of people, and you can't do that with the PS4 because it just can't handle it. Like, a PS4 Pro can't handle it.
No, I have that issue where literally one night I was playing and I crashed the game because you can get Jackie's bike, and that's a fairly fast bike. One night I crashed. When you're still early game and when Jackie finally kicks the bucket. It's
true. And to be fair, I played it 3 through. I have 3 games.
Yeah. So, very early game, it's a pretty good bike. But I crashed the game 6 times going over the same freeway.
Yep.
Because the first time I fell into a pocket that didn't render in and completely fell through the world. Being honest, that whole night of me playing that game, crash after crash, a bunch of rendering issues. And they're going to be dropping a DLC for this here in a few months. Or, actually,
September?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's late September or early September.
I think it's early mid-September.
And then the second thing was, are they dropping the patch first or the DLC first?
I hope they're dropping the patch because I think that helps a lot more. I don't even know. CDPR, they do a lot of really good work, but they don't really. They fight themselves.
They were.
Yeah.
Until recently.
Yeah.
So what I've heard is their investors have kind of backed off a little bit. Said, "All right, you know what? We pushed you too much. We apologize. Take as much time as you need to get this stuff out and get this fixed.
Yeah.
We'll back up."
Well, I think that's what they really need to do because CDPR, in my personal opinion, they are one of the better game studios out there because they have great storytelling and they have great visionary work. Playing the CDPR games are the only real RPG games that fully into it. Because I've played Skyrim 1,000 times, Assassin's Creed, whatever, and it's always just been, okay, I'm playing the game, but with these other things, it's like you're actually in it, which is crazy to me. Especially Cyberpunk, because that kind of reminds me, like, people-wise, I guess, like, people in the game kind of remind me of, like, what you'd see in Vegas. Like, the rougher parts of Vegas, for some reason.
Well, to be honest with you, and I know someone dropped a video, super long video, to kind of explain how Night City came about.
Yeah.
And, by the end of it, I kind of like, oh, okay, I kind of get it now.
Yeah, just looking around the map, it kind of reminds me of, like, a kind of LA Vegas kind of mix. Like a California Vegas mix, because, even when you're in, if you go, I think, Street Kid, you first start in the Coyote. And one of the flags up there is it kind of looks like a California state flag. So I think it almost looks like it looks like some kind of California thing, palm trees, what have you. And they also talk about other cities and stuff like that. Because I know Atlanta is a big one for the Street Kid playthrough, at least.
Well, and I would go watch the story thing because they kind of break it down.
Yeah.
Just by a little bit. Not too much because they didn't reveal too much, but
yeah,
they broke it down.
Yeah. And I think that would be a good kind of segue into game releases this year.
So I've been trying to figure out what they're actually releasing this year, and I can't really come up with anything.
Well, I know a lot's getting released actually next month. We have Baldur's Gate 3. think it's 3, right?
Didn't that come out?
No.
Did it?
Not
Because
that-
everyone's doing reviews on it already.
That might just be like them.
Or is that just a review copy? I
I
haven't
think
been
that's-
paying attention because I just don't care about it, but it's fine.
I think that's just review copies. Because I know that comes out. And then Starfield comes out.
6th, 5th, something like that?
Yeah, it comes out pretty early this next month. Or pretty early September. Starfield, yeah.
So I know Starfield is dropping in September. Cyberpunk is dropping the patch and DLC sometime in December. I don't know if it's like at the end or in the middle or.
Yeah. Let's
I
see.
think it's the 26th. I'm not positive though. Because I don't remember the release date they gave for that, but they're dropping in September.
Yeah. Alright. I'm pulling up the article from GameSpot here. Let's see. Let's just pull up September. See what's going on. You got Baldur's Gate 3, September 6th, and Starfield. That's also September 6th. I don't know. Mortal Kombat 1?
Yep.
Okay, that apparently is September 19th.
Well, because they just did a showcase San Diego Comic Con
Mm-hmm.
where they showed games and a bunch of movie trailers and whatever.
Okay.
And I think that's also where they dropped this story trailer for Spider-Man 2,
Okay.
which blew up like crazy.
Well, yeah. Really quick, we got Payday 3 on September 21st, and then we also have the DLC for Cyberpunk on September 26th.
Okay, that's what it was.
No, I haven't heard too much about Spider-Man 2. I know,
October is their drop date. It's like October. It's somewhere in like mid to end October. Is their goal?
There's actually quite a bit coming out in October as well. So we got Detective Pikachu Returns,
Yeah,
another SAO, Assassin's Creed,
that'll
Alan
be
Wake-
interesting.
yeah, Alan Wake 2, and then Spider-Man 2.
Why drop Alan Wake 2?
I don't know.
They just dropped the remaster.
I'm not entirely sure. Let's see, they also have Super Mario Bros. Wonder on October 20th, Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 October 24th, and then Alone in the Dark October 25th.
Yeah, so those are just redrops. They're not even new.
No.
So again, for like new gaming content, I can't really think of anything other than Spider-Man 2, Cyberpunk, and then Starfield.
Yeah.
So everything else is just remasters.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because I want them to remaster Shadow of War.
Shadow, that sounds familiar.
Lord of the Rings Shadow of War.
Oh, Lord of
Where
the
they made the Nemesis system that no one is copying, which is really stupid.
Really?
Yeah, like everyone's completely forgotten about it except the guys who play it.
Yeah.
Because like I still play it and I have a blast with it. I haven't even beaten the entire game yet
Really?
because I don't want to and I don't care.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, but,
Like the
So-
Nemesis system itself is a whole story system where you can just keep dying. And again, you can't die in the actual game, so they have you on like an unlimited loop where you can't die. So you can literally raise up guys from slaves to like captains.
okay.
And since personalities are assigned randomly, it's fun to see what personality they'll get or what other traits they'll kind of come up with.
Yeah. And is it a game that they're still touching on, or
No, they stopped.
they stopped? Okay.
Like the game's old, so it's not like
Yeah. But that's crazy that that it's still holding to some kind of esteem, though.
That's because they made a really good system that makes automatic stories.
That's true. And no, it is. I don't know why nobody would use that, because I think Assassin's Creed would even benefit from that quite. In general, I think everyone would really benefit from it. CDPR could get a really good use out of it, especially if you look at Cyberpunk and Night City. You have a bunch of random people. You even look at Fallout would get a good work out of it as well.
I don't know if Fallout can handle it.
I don't think they would be able to handle it, but I think in terms of hypothetically it being part of the game, I think, like I said, I think a lot of games would really benefit from it because it gives more of a lively sense to it.
Like, they took Batman's fighting system, which was revolutionary at the time, and they, like, copied it into every single game.
Yeah.
And then they remastered the entire series, which was fantastic. I think it was a great idea.
Yeah.
But the fact that no one will touch Shadow of War kind of, like, makes me scratch my head a lot.
Yeah. Is it that they can't touch it? Or that it's so great they don't want to ruin it?
See, I don't know, because I don't, like, the studio, I don't even know if they exist anymore. Because I don't remember who actually made it. It might have been Monolith Studios. Might have been, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was Monolith.
Okay, that's what I thought. I don't know what they're doing now, and I don't know if they've been bought. Because Microsoft and Sony had that, like, buying war where Sony bought studios that they had previously worked with and that they enjoy working with, and that's the only reason why they bought them.
Yeah.
And then supposedly they were trying to make a deal with Bethesda to get one of their games. I don't know if it was Starfield specifically, but they were making a deal with Bethesda to make one of their games exclusively for the PlayStation.
I think it is Starfield, because on that release site that I just looked at, it said it was only for PS5.
Okay, so yeah, and then I think Microsoft saw that and was like, "Oh fuck no, you're not gonna take."
Yeah.
And they just bought them out, and I was like, "Really? You're not?" And no one is criticizing Microsoft for this.
But who's going to criticize Microsoft, though?
Everyone should be.
Well, yeah, everybody should be, but I think in terms of... I still think in a lot of ways Microsoft is leading in some kind of, like, under-the-table kind of sense.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
Especially because, like, with the Game Pass and all that, it's very easy to sit there and, you know, you get the Game Pass and you get all these free games from now Bethesda and all that, and Microsoft. And then you get new releases and stuff like that. And
yeah, but they're only from Microsoft Studios.
Yeah, sure, but Microsoft Studios, they can put out they put out some relatively good stuff.
Like, I don't like, so because I even got Game Pass and there's like 5 games that are like good.
Yeah.
The rest of it's just third-party crap, and I'm just like, yeah, it's not really.
That's my issue with a lot of gaming systems and consoles now. Is there's so much third-party stuff. It's just like it doesn't seem entertaining anymore. Because I mean, it's all the same stuff. You even look at a lot of indie games, and they're all copying the whole Undertale thing because that system works so well. I think at this point it's kind of like how going back to the movies. What's going to be done has been done, and it's it's really hard now for people to innovate on it because it's not as easy to.
True. And then on top of that, people want more single-player, story-driven adventure games where the story's really, really good. Mm-hmm. And that's when people are like, okay, Sony, that's kind of what their specialty is.
Yeah.
So they're going to gravitate towards Sony. CD Projekt, of course, is going to be gravitated towards I want to say Bethesda, but I don't really think they're good at stories. They're more good at like sandbox, do whatever the hell you want games,
Yeah.
which is kind of what they're.
Yeah, with an underlying story that kind of matters.
Yeah, like that's kind of what they're used to, which is fine, and it works for them. But eventually, they're gonna have to branch into some. I'm hoping they'll branch into something else,
Yeah.
or at least take the money they're making and hire some people who know how to write stories, something like that. But again, this is a good segment of the next topic of simulator games.
Yeah.
That have been dropping like crazy.
Oh yeah.
But they're super fun.
Yeah, I mean, and they've been on the rise since, what, 2013, 2014 with Goat Simulator?
So I know they started as PC games, and then
Yeah.
the console players got jealous and were like, hey, can I get this on, like, consoles?
Yeah.
So then the developers like, okay, give us, like, a year or two to kind of figure it out. And they ported a lot of this stuff to console recently.
Yeah.
Because I know, so I play, so like ATS itself is a exclusive PC game, period, end of story.
Mhm.
They're never ever going to move that to console. They've already said that.
Mhm.
Which is fine, and I understand that. But, and these are more like kind of relaxing game management, business management sims, technically.
Yeah.
But like, so, because like I have ATS, I've got Police Sim, I bought Police Sim 3 times.
Oh, jeez.
Because they came out with, so they started with PC and then they came out to Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah.
And they added multiplayer in it,
Mhm.
where you can kind of play with your friends.
Oh, that sounds fun.
So it's like a 2-player, so you and him can be cops and just do this like policeman thing.
Yeah.
It's a super fun game because you get to pull people over, you can write tickets, you can arrest people,
Yeah.
you get them matter and things.
Mhm.
Then they added stolen cars, they added drug deals, they added violations, stack
Now, see-
violations.
Now, now GTA adds all that. GTA's now top dog in that genre.
GTA's not gonna add. They don't have time.
They're too focused.
That's why the
on-
modders did it for them.
Yeah.
Which, again, why I showed you that video of modders modding GTA 5 and making it its own little thing, where GTA is like, I don't care about that because they're focused on GTA 6.
Mhm.
And then potentially Red Dead 3. That's, again, this is a rumor.
Yeah.
And to me, it sounded like people want a Red Dead 3 because Red Dead 2 did so well.
Yeah.
But that's going to be like a 6-year thing, because
Oh, yeah.
Rockstar drops games every 1 to 5 years.
Yeah. I
And then
know.
they'll like monetize it as an online thing.
Yeah, because I know Red Dead 1 dropped when I was like 5. And then they did Red Dead Undead.
Yep.
And then that dropped not that long after. And then they went silent and then did all the GTA.
For like 5 to 6 years, yeah.
Yeah, and then finally Red Dead 2 dropped. But no, simulator games have really been. A lot of people are gravitating to them. Because I know a lot of them go free on like Epic Games, like Train Simulator and all that. I think even like War Thunder could kind of be considered almost.
See, that sounds more like an online multiplayer thing to me.
Yeah, but I know people use it for the simulation of it. Like they buy the
do
whole.
they?
Yeah, they buy the whole like pedals and stuff for the rudders and all that.
Yeah, because like there's a they did that with ATS too. Like people have been like buying wheels and actual like manually shifting sticks just to pair with the game, so you needed a simulation of driving a big rig around.
Yeah, and people do that also for Forza. People have been doing that for even Gran Turismo. Any game that really puts you in that kind of like driver's seat is something that's really difficult to get into, and it's a lot safer to do on your computer. People go crazy for it.
And then I know like recently, 2 days ago, I went back to a streamer that I watched for a while called Bay Area Bugs, and him and his friends do GTA 5 role playing stuff, like I told you about last episode.
Yeah.
I recently watched one of their new episodes, and I was like, hey, this is really good.
Yeah.
Because there's a bug there that they haven't reported that if you spin your car, it'll, like, eject you out of your seat randomly.
Okay.
And each user has a different experience. So the user that gets ejected gets, like, thrown 100 feet into the air and then lands either on their feet directly or they'll, like, flop onto the ground. And then the other guys just, like, saw them fly 100 feet and then just kind of roll into the stop.
Yeah.
It's a bug. They know it's a bug. They can report it, but they're like, yeah, it's kind of funny. Cause
Yeah. I mean, why would you want to report something like that?
well, because technically it's a glitch. It shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, but sometimes the glitches make the game what it should be.
Funner.
rather than what it is. Yeah, but
Do you play simulator games, or is that just not really a thing?
I played a couple. I played Goat
Which ones?
Simulator when that was big.
Okay.
And I played Walking Simulator 2019, I think.
Okay.
That was interesting. That game was really buggy. I remember I jumped off the side of a mountain and ended up underneath the play area. I mean, they mass produce those games. I have a lot of fun with them, but it's not something I really would go to as a way of entertainment. Unless it's Pressure Washing Simulator. I haven't played that one, but that was one game I would definitely sit there
So I
and
don't
spend
understand that. Although I heard it's just extremely relaxing to play.
Well, I'm doing pressure washing now for work.
Oh, okay.
It is weirdly satisfying. It cramps up your hands because you sit there, claw grabbing everything. But it is oddly satisfying because you can stick the gun right up to the concrete and it goes from really gray and dirty to all of a sudden concrete shines. And don't ask me how, but it looks like it. It's just really, I don't understand why it's so satisfying, but it is. Just because it's so gross and dirty, and all of a sudden you take this really powerful water gun and it's magically clean. So I mean, I don't know why it's so big, but I think Pressure Washing Simulator would definitely be a game that I would get into merely just for the fact that
I play ATS for some weird reason because I remember them dropping. I don't know if it's the same studio, but like years ago, I played a trucking sim just because my friend had it.
Yeah.
And I had fun with it because it was fun, and then I forgot about it completely.
Mm-hmm.
And then ATS dropped in like 2012, and from there, like exploded, like very rapidly.
Yeah.
Because you're literally a truck driver.
Yeah.
Your literal goal is to drive stuff from one part, either one state to another, or just around the other states. But essentially, it's a business building sim. Essentially,
Okay.
You can build your own trucking business. You can buy your own trucks. You can buy your own trailers. You can own garages. And then people have modded it to add like actual cars.
Really?
Yeah. So like they'll add Ferraris or Fords or Dodges. Like they're still working on upgrading it, and then I know there's a coast to coast mod where they added the entire US.
Really?
Yeah. So you can literally drive from California all the way to New York.
Now, that weirdly sounds entertaining and fun.
It is, because you know how I don't know if you go on long road trips.
Oh yeah, I recently went on one in May? No. March. Yeah, it was March.
But like, as a driver, it's kind of relaxing to just sit there and drive straight, or just navigate your way through, and that's what ATS simulates.
Yeah.
It simulates you having to pick up cargo and drop it over to whatever business.
Yeah.
And people have added real businesses. They modded in like Walmart and Texaco and Chevron and X, Y, and Z, so you can deliver whatever you want.
Yeah.
For whatever pay that they're offering, or for how many hours you want to drive.
Mm-hmm. Now, I think that's what a lot of games, again, should emulate, because you're pulling people completely out of the real world and putting them in the place that they want to be, in a sense. We all deal with stuff in real life, but the big draw of the video game was you're being taken out of what's going on in real life, and you're able to escape it for a little bit. Of course, people have gotten addicted to it, that's all they do. But that's a whole other issue. So I think if more people were to pick up on that and again go into that storytelling and simulation and emulate it, it could really drive video games back where they were, being up top, and it could put these companies back on a really good streak.
Potentially. I mean, I don't know how far it's going to go.
Yeah.
Because they're adding more. Because they just added Chef Simulator.
Okay.
Where you can run your own restaurant and you actually have to cook the meal. Like, you can't just.
Really?
So they teach you what the ingredients you need. You have a recipe book. You have to buy and set up your own kitchen. You got to cook this accurately. You could burn it.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't tried it yet, but people are loving it, and they're like, oh, this is kind of fun to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a game that I know Valve actually just put out. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, Aperture Desk Job. That's kind of a simulator game in itself, where you sit there and you put together you inspect products.
Oh, okay.
And that's all you do. You sit there and inspect things. I think it might be a little bit okay. Apparently, things blow up. It was put out March 1st, 2022, developed and published by Valve. Looks like a fun game. I haven't played it yet, but it probably has a deeper underlying, as most Valve games do, but I don't know, I think again, simulator games are just taking people out of what they don't want to deal with, and it's putting them in a safer environment to be able to escape.
And it also gives you the experience of a job that you won't normally do.
Yeah.
So normally people don't want to drive on trucks. It's just...
No.
Like, being a truck driver is... Don't get me wrong, it pays fantastic.
Oh, yeah. But it's not ideal at all. Yeah, you're away from home for long amounts of time. You're stuck in a truck.
Right.
And not only that, but you're in charge of a huge vehicle that costs a lot of money.
And you can't damage the trailer.
Nope, you can't damage what's in the trailer. So it's not only that, but again, you're driving what may as well be a train for really tight parts of town, and taking really tight turns around a lot of people. Get seriously hurt by your, 1,000-ton semi-truck butt. So, I mean, even if you look at for example, the whole hippie movement back in the 60s, 70s.
Yep.
The whole reason why people started getting into drugs, making drugs, was to escape and to get out of what was going on. Because even at that time, politic things were running very high, and people weren't wanting to deal with it, wanting to get away from it. And that's kind of a reason why that whole thing happened, and also just because people were bored and wanted to find a new thing to
do.
Yeah. Because apparently...
Well, I think it's one of the reasons why I started writing. Like, originally I was like, I'm going to see if I can make money on this. But then, I think... So, I wrote 6 chapters of, my first thing. I didn't drop it. I've never finished the book, because I was new at the time. I didn't know what the frick I was doing.
Yeah.
But, I ended up kind of learning the process of multiple writers.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, there's a process that you should follow.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first part, like draft 1 is just the story.
Yeah.
Don't worry about your grammar, spelling. Don't worry about it. Just write the story down, get it down.
Yeah.
Then you can work on the grammar, the punctuation, and then after that, you can go on the rest of it.
Yeah.
What I did with my first book is I did all of it in like one shot.
Yeah.
And then I noticed that word count is the thing you need to focus on.
Yeah.
Because my first book, chapter 6, I had 30,000 words already.
That's just.
And to me, it wasn't that long
Okay.
as a rookie writer. But then after a while, when I started talking and researching this, I was like, oh, that's how long
Considering
I thought
that
it
is considering that is a good portion of the Bible. Yeah, that's
Well, so the way they put it is 40,000 words is enough.
really
Anything less is a short story.
okay.
And anything more requires more detail, because the more detail you put in a book, the more words you're going to end up having.
Yeah.
So the compromise there is you have to sacrifice detail for story or story for detail,
Yeah.
depending on how long you want to write. I think my longest book is like 100-something thousand words.
Wow.
And I got so annoyed by the end of the book, like the last book on that series. I was like, alright, I'm done. I can't. I'm serious.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Because like I started writing because I was like, alright, people want to escape, so let me see if I can give them a world to kind of escape into.
yeah.
Which is kind of hard to do because world building itself takes time.
Oh yeah, because it's not easy. Like I've thought about trying it, but it's like it can't just be a surface thing. You have to go into history, how it got. You have to go through all of it,
Yep.
and that's a lot of brain racketeering, and it hurts.
Like
So, I
J.K.
mean, like-
Rowling, before she even wrote number 1 book, she spent 2 years developing the entire world out.
Really,
So it took her 2 years before she even started writing book 1.
that's crazy because she was already really young when she did the first one.
She was also broke.
Yeah.
And
Like,
very
let's-
desperate.
Yeah. Let's see. So,
Alright guys, while we're waiting, if you're liking this content, and I hope you do, comment, like, and subscribe down below, please. I'm trying to exploit this channel, but it's not working.
you're trying to what?
I'm trying to get this channel like to blow up.
Yeah.
But we're going very slow, right?
We're trying. Okay, well, it's not telling me straight off the bat. I don't want to do a deep dive into J.K. Rowling's history, but I know that
I don't either.
I know she was like in middle school or something, or in like early years of high school when she started writing it.
I don't remember. All I know is her and a friend were at a cafe, and she was trying to kind of like talk herself out of something because she was going through a lot.
Yeah.
At that time. And on a napkin, she wrote one name down. She literally wrote Harry Potter on a napkin. And from that, she came out with this gigantic magical world from one name.
That's honestly crazy, though.
Not really, because so I've noticed I do this a lot because I used to do this. So I play Madden like constantly.
What,
I'm more of a sports gamer.
Okay.
So like Madden will drop sometime in August, and I'll probably pick that up too. But like when I play Madden, a name will pop in my head. I was like, "Ooh, sounds like a football player."
Yeah.
So I'll make him in Madden, and then from there, in my head, I'll go, "Okay, background, character, parents. Here's this, here's that." And I'm like, "Okay, stop. This is not a."
Yeah. Like I've had like names that would be cool, the kind of online name I usually use is Kenji Kamira. And that's when I wanted to try making a manga. Didn't go anywhere. Still won't go anywhere.
Oh no, you can do it.
Um,
Be aware though, it takes time.
That's the issue. I don't want to put time into it because I don't have the time.
Because like it's taking me multiple years to write all these books,
Yeah.
and like I have a series with time travel.
Mm-hmm.
That was really hard to do.
Well, yeah, because you have to look at what specifically was going on in each time period, because you can't just look at the broad spectrum of it.
Well, and like I did it from a Mormon church perspective.
Oh, what?
So I took a bunch of Mormons and took like their Mormon thing and made them go back to the past and kind of like do that, and then they went back to the future, and then it was just kind of this.
I'm sorry, but I can just imagine how wrong that goes. And, okay, who was the guy again? I can never remember his name. The guy that was able to read the book.
Who?
The Book of Mormon. There's only one guy that was able to read it.
I don't know his name, and I don't.
John Smith or something.
Something Smith? I don't. Yeah, the dude that's dead. the cult builder. Sorry, I'm not trying to think any Mormons. Because ironically, a lot of Mormons I know are super nice people.
They're super nice people.
I've never met a super mean or rude Mormon.
So I've
Really?
met a couple. I also went to school, literally the elementary school I went to is right down the street from two LDS churches.
Well, you live in Idaho. We're like Mormon capital. Idaho and Utah are Mormon capitals.
Oh, yeah.
It's where you're gonna find one.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, they're really nice, but at the same time, it's like, I don't understand how your brain wraps around this magical asteroid and all these magical planets and all of these magical things that cannot be geographically placed or historically allocated. But I mean, you do you. I mean, it makes me laugh sometimes though, because like even the place I'm working now, there's a lot of Mormons. They're really nice, but they don't strike you as Mormon, especially walking around a place where flesh is spilling out everywhere. But like,
well, to be fair, I've met a lot of Christians that don't look like Christian.
Yeah, that's true.
Because some people think Christians need to be in suits and be all dressed nice. It's like, no,
that's
Christians have tattoos, they've got piercings, they got hair.
Well,
kind of.
If you really don't look at Christians, though, it's so loose because it's literally based on the Bible and the belief. There's nothing else really added to it, you know. In a lot of ways, you know, you got the commandments, you got the book, you got the person. There's what you have to run off of. Well,
there's a lot to run on. So you have to study the Bible intently, though.
Yeah.
And you actually have to read it. What I've noticed is I skim a lot, and I think everyone does this because I know my mom does this. Is when you read anything, you skim. You don't actually read. None of us actually know how to read. We know how to skim.
Yeah.
But if you slow down and actually read, you tend to learn more. But the issue is it takes more time.
Well, do you know the book The Time Machine?
No, I've actually never read that.
Okay, so it's from like the 1800s or something. It was one of the pioneering. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was one of the pioneering authors of the science fiction genre.
Mm-hmm.
The opening pages of that book, I literally felt my brain crumbling. I pushed through the book. It took me like a month, but it's only like about that thick.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm reading 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and even with that, it's a lot easier to read. But still, my brain does not understand X, Y, and Z. It's like, okay, I have a general idea of how this looks. I don't understand 20 yards, 30 yards, and then all these different like breakdowns of how things work. I'm like, okay, it works. That's all I need to know.
I can guarantee you the author did research. Because I had to do the exact same. Because when you're writing time travel, you have to explain it scientifically.
Yeah.
You can't magically explain it unless you're J.K. Rowling, because that's in a magical universe.
Yeah.
But the universe I was writing in, there's no magic. It's just
Yeah, well, I didn't have any issue like with the time machine one. I understood all that weirdly enough. But like reading the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, for some reason, like the way it's explained is just way over my head.
I think that's
But
what
yeah,
the English made reading levels. Which, to be fair, I don't actually understand.
I don't either because everybody's like, "Oh yeah, they're reading at a 6th grade level." Okay, I was
I'm like, alright,
everyone.
give me a 6th grade book. Someone explain this to me. What is that?
Well,
As a 6th grade reading level?
the thing is, like even when I was in like 4th grade, I was handed like a 6th grade reading level book. I'm like, this is like what I'd read right now.
Uh-huh.
There's no difference. It's this. What's different here? That's changing. What's changing here?
Although, to be fair, I heard if you get up to like 11 12, the words are bigger and they have a lot of meaning to them. Like,
Well, yeah,
they're words
but-
you wouldn't normally use.
No, but if you're like you said, if you're reading and not skimming, it's going to be a lot easier to really comprehend it. Because I mean, language arts and English classes teach you from 1st grade to 12 context clues and all that kind of thing. So it should be easier to pick up on, but common sense is a superpower, and people don't understand people sometimes don't comprehend what they're reading.
Well, and then Rick Riordan even said this, is that you can't learn how to write in high school. It's just not possible.
Really?
The best way to learn how to write is to read.
Yeah.
Read someone else's book. Focus on how they kind of speak. Because writing, when you're writing fiction, it's mostly on preference.
Yeah.
How you separate stuff out, because you can put it in a big paragraph and then like indent space down.
Yeah.
Or if you're doing conversation, you can like literally just kind of with conversation you can do a paragraph by paragraph by paragraph.
Yeah. And like when I've tried writing my own little dumb stories, it's always like that. Like, okay, I just wasted a whole notebook with one conversation. In a
Like,
weird
did
way.
you space it out, or you just because if you're writing a story, the first draft you should write.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't do that. It was just like, okay, I have an idea. Let's put it on paper. It was
Like they'll tell you they don't. If you write a big gigantic write-on sentence, go for it. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's your first draft. It's not like anyone's gonna read it, but
yeah.
you, maybe your publisher. Besides that,
Well, I mean, yeah, but even with that, like, I did not draft it. I did not. Literally, I just wrote it down and did whatever. I just, okay, comma here, period here. I'll try to break it up where I can. But like with
yeah. See,
conversation,
you're doing what I did at first.
yeah,
Is I try to do everything in one shot, and you can't do that.
no, you can't do much in one shot. But
Which is why they advised me to go draft one, focus on story, screw everything else. I don't care if your teacher says you're doing this wrong.
yeah,
And then secondly, I've also learned that writing for fiction and writing for college are two separate things.
really,
Yes. So Grammarly, because I was advised to get Grammarly. So I gave it a free trial, and I would write something that was like, this is incorrect. I was like, no, this is correct, because context.
yeah,
So I wrote, and I think this is another one of my series, someone got a bloody nose. So I was like, alright, you're covering your nose up, you're going to sound different, and your English isn't going to be, like, exact.
yeah,
So I wrote that, and then I had this gigantic line of red, and they're like, nope, this is not accurate, this isn't grammatically correct. I was like, no, it is, because the context.
yeah,
English is mainly for college kids and essays.
yeah.
So that's another thing to keep in mind. Especially when you're writing books.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets really confusing though, because it's a lot of it's like I'm never when I've tried it, I've never been able to just sit down and just like, jot down 101 things and it'd be like, okay, this is something. It's literally all these different.
Being creative is random.
Yeah.
And I was taught this specifically. It's like, alright, if you have a name, write it down. forget about it. And then eventually, so like when I'm at work, random ideas will pop up, and I'm like, ooh, hey, good idea. So write it down, and then move on. Because when you think too much, you're never gonna get anything.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because I figured brainstorming is fun.
Yeah.
But apparently that's not the case.
Yeah.
Creativity comes in random spurts, so
Yeah. Well,
you kind of have to take it as it comes.
Yeah, I have a sketchbook that explains that very well.
Uh-huh. Which is why authors and writers take forever to write stuff, because unless they have like full-time income and can just like sit down and write.
Yeah.
If you have a 9 to 5, you don't have time to do that, so it's more of sporadic. I might write a chapter or two, and then I'll stop because I need to take a break.
Yeah. And that break could span a long time.
Well, as long as you want. If not, there's no... And it's also the reason why I started self-publishing. Because publishers have deadlines.
Yeah.
They're like, I want draft 1 by here, I want draft 2 by here, I need your final version by X date, so we can publish and drop it. And then I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I don't have time for that.
No. Yeah, that's... I wouldn't be able to do a lot of that, mostly because of deadlines, because I don't have time to sleep. So, I'd rather use my time productively trying to do the next task in life.
Right.
God forbid something big happens and I will have to deal with that in life.
So, let's go on to our last topic, Xbox and Square Enix deal. I actually like this.
Okay.
Mainly because they did buy Square Enix.
They did?
No, they didn't. They just made a deal.
Okay.
This is what I'm hoping Microsoft will do down the road. Because before that, they were just like buying out studios, and that's not going to work.
Yeah.
But if you just make a deal with the studio, and then, okay, yeah, sure, let's go on your platform, that I'm okay with.
Yeah, because buying out a studio is far more aggressive than making a deal with them, because you buy them out, and all of a sudden the company's not happy, the companies aren't happy, the workers aren't happy.
The FTC's not happy.
Yeah.
Because then they have to do something about it.
Yeah. So, what all does this deal entail?
I don't know. So, all I know is that Final Fantasy is now coming to Xbox Game Pass. And then whatever else Square Enix makes.
Yeah.
Which they do make a lot, so I don't know.
Yeah, they have their toes dipped in quite a few pools.
Did they make Kingdom Hearts? Now that I'm thinking about it. I mean, this is a really long video, but we're doing a really good job, so...
So I searched up on, apparently Microsoft Bing, it said, I put, did Square Enix make Kingdom Hearts, and the first result it says is yes.
Okay.
I'm not even kidding, it's literally just in big bold words, yes.
So I'm assuming Microsoft is getting Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, and whatever Square Enix makes.
Yeah. Something like that.
Okay, that's, like, I'm fine with that. And to be fair, honestly, though, Kingdom Hearts, they haven't made anything recently, because everyone's just kind of done with it.
Well, I thought they made a recent one, like Kingdom Hearts 4.
They went up to 3. And then they started remastering some of their old ones.
Yeah.
And then they kind of stopped. And I'm not sure why they stopped, to be honest with you. I don't know if they're working on something else, or...
Well, I'm thinking it would also be hard for Square Enix to... or for another Kingdom Hearts to come out.
Yeah, probably.
Especially because of people thing going on with Mickey Mouse. Have you heard about this?
That he's available now?
Yep. They will not let Disney renew the copyright for Mickey Mouse.
Well, they can't anymore. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. But it is strange, though, that they are not allowed to use their own character anymore.
No, they can use a character. Anyway, so the only issue, so that basically allows anyone to use Mickey Mouse, and they can't like strike you down.
Oh, okay.
So if you use Mickey Mouse in a story, Disney can't sue you. They're not allowed to go after you because it is now in the public domain. Anything in the public domain, you can use freely without any restrictions.
Yeah.
In fact, I think one of their Winnie the Pooh designs is in the public domain.
Really?
So they have two.
Okay.
They have like a red shirt one, and then they have a different color shirt one.
I gotta look
Supposedly.
into this. Because I was a Winnie the Pooh fan. Oh. So, this says 2022 Winnie the Pooh is a work that entered the public domain in 2022. This means that the original book published in 1926 is no longer protected by the copyright law and can be used freely by anyone.
Yep.
Huh. Yeah, because there's the version of him with the red shirt and the version with him where he's basically naked.
Yeah.
By Winnie the Pooh standards.
To be fair, he's naked even with the shirt on.
That's true. That's something that my brother pointed out to me is if you are ever naked, put on shoes and you somehow feel more naked. Don't ask me why he knows this, but apparently he knows.
But yeah, I think that's in the public domain too. But
Yeah.
there's a lot in the public domain.
Oh yeah.
Although
I
I
can
am
see-
curious what else is going to be added when Disney kind of fails.
I could see so many horror. I could just see Disney, and it could just be so. It's gotta be so wrong.
Maybe.
I mean, if you really look at how much people are obsessed with like shipping just like TV show characters, and how much people like furry type things, and shipping
I
furry
blame
type
that on social media and TikTok.
Well, yes, but
Like I blame a lot on TikTok in general.
yeah, but I mean, just think about though how you throw in these really famous characters that everybody knows and loves. It's gonna get nasty.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine.
I
Like
hope you
once
do.
Disney, and I have a feeling that Disney will actually come back once they get stuff figured out.
Yeah.
So I know, like, they renewed Bob Iger's contract, and at first I was kind of confused because supposedly Bob Iger was supposed to retire again, like in summer this year or next year.
And is he like an animator, or is he part of? Is he
He's
a
a
part
CEO.
of? Oh, he's a CEO. Okay.
Yeah, he's in charge right now,
Okay. I've never heard his name before. Okay.
which
so,
is weird because he came before Chapek did.
Okay.
So Bob Iger bought Fox. He got Disney Plus as a platform
Yeah.
up and running. He also bought Star Wars from George Lucas,
Yeah.
which unfortunately came with Kathleen Kennedy, but technically that was Lucas's fault too.
Funny story about that. So you know that Star Wars hotel that they built and then it
Oh, I know, they shut it down.
Yeah, they shut it down. But she actually was a big part of like the character.
She's a big part of Star Wars, period.
Well, yeah, but if you search up her face and look at the blue character that's supposed to be like the hotel attendant or whatever, that looks. Everybody's pretty sure it's her. So she, of course, had to dip her toe into that.
I mean, to be fair, what's going on now, people don't really realize. And I didn't realize what was going on until I started listening to Overlord DVD, who's friends with another Hollywood writer named Cameron Costume.
Okay.
And they both have sources that are actually, like, in Disney, and that are feeding them as much information as they possibly can without getting caught.
Yeah.
So basically, what's happening is Kathleen Kennedy is now been removed from power. They're trying to fire her, but they can't.
Who?
Because apparently George Lucas, when he originally sold Star Wars, he had Kathleen Kennedy as his like right hand,
Okay.
and was like, "I'm trusting you with my brand."
Mm-hmm.
And he put a clause in there that you are not allowed to fire Kathleen Kennedy for any reason.
Yeah.
So if she loses you money, you can't fire her.
So that was like kind of his way of staying in
Well, he
Star
was trying to
Wars.
protect her from getting fired,
Yeah.
which I understand to a point. But the fact that Kennedy was like, "Oh, screw you, I'm going to do something else."
Yeah.
Now again, it wasn't Lucas's fault.
Yeah.
But apparently Bob Iger's been trying to fire her for a while now,
Okay.
and they can't
Right.
fire her until her contract expires,
Mm-hmm.
or she does something morally damaging and unlawful that
Oh,
it just
yeah,
cancels
so
her
that-
contract out, and they're just going to toss her out.
Yeah.
So right now they're dealing with that, which is why she actually announced new Star Wars projects, but no, they're not doing any more Star Wars projects.
Okay.
The only project going on is John Favreau's working on something, and that's it.
So
Everything
I know,
else got canceled.
Yeah. I know unless get canceled, I've read that the Haunted Mansion movie is bombing.
Well, yeah, no one asked for it.
Nobody
No
else
one
is
was screaming
upset.
Haunted Mansion reboot.
Yeah.
No one ever said that.
No. So, I don't know, like you said, I think it's inevitable for Disney to fall. But I hope that they can pick it back up because they were really big and really good back in the day.
Well, another thing is they have a library of stuff in the past that's really good.
Yeah,
All they need to do is put that on their platform and they'll be fine.
yeah, exactly. Because I mean, they have hell everything. You know, most kids grew up with Disney, just everything Disney. You know, Pixar, you know, the car stuff, the planes, and
Well, to be fair, Pixar and Disney weren't really together.
yeah,
They were just working with Pixar. They did buy Pixar eventually.
Yeah.
Which I think was really stupid.
well, that also, well, it wasn't. No, that's isn't Pixar the ones who did like Shrek and all that? I don't think.
No,
it
that was DreamWorks.
DreamWorks, yeah.
So DreamWorks is a separate studio that's never been bought out.
I know they work with Universal though.
They do. They also work with Netflix a lot.
Do they?
Because so they did. Are you the Dragon movie series?
Oh yeah, it's not
Netflix dropped like multiple TV series of it, and then they just dropped another one.
Okay.
So I know they work closely with DreamWorks,
Yeah.
and like DreamWorks does a fantastic job though.
Oh yeah, they really do. They've
Which
been
is
at-
weird that it's on Netflix because Netflix is.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you notice it with a lot of actors though too. They're not really going for the big Hollywood headlines anymore. It's like you look at Mel Gibson. Even he's doing a lot more Redbox, Netflix type stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, so Hollywood in general is losing rapidly
Oh yeah.
for multiple reasons. They're too. How do I explain this without getting myself censored?
They do a lot of things in a backwards way, and they appeal to the wrong crowds.
I guess I'm blunt, so it's not really.
Yeah.
Which is why Facebook hates me.
Oh, speaking of social media, did you see that Twitter changed?
Yes, thanks.
Yep. I don't. So I watched a small clip of an interview with Elon Musk about it.
Mhm.
So apparently, so there's a thing called like WeChat in China that everybody's really addicted to. And Elon Musk is like, okay, so I bought Twitter. WeChat's really big out there, so let's make it here. So he copies all that and then changes it to X.
Well, to be fair, his goal, he wants one big platform for like everything.
Yeah. That's why you have Reddit.
Well, no, what I mean by everything is he wants his platform to be able to help process payments securely.
Okay.
Then he also so he says this, but some people disagree, some people don't. But he also wants freedom of speech to be on his platform. Period. End of story.
Yeah.
Unless it's just absolutely vile, and
Yeah.
which is really sad. And to be honest with you, YouTube's losing too.
Oh yeah, everybody's going to.
It's not just that. So I don't know if this is a glitch. YouTube says it's a glitch. I don't think it's a glitch. But their ad revenue's obviously dropping.
Really?
Of course. Well, I mean, inflation. Everything's getting expensive. So every company is going to start So the rich people are going to be rich. Are going to be the rich genius people to cut back on spending.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do. That's normal.
Yeah.
The idiots like me and you are going to increase our spending.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that usually happens. So unfortunately, YouTube ad revenue is dropping to the point where it dropped like 90%.
Really?
So like some YouTubers are only making $6 per view, and it's like,
Wow. And you really gotta kind of feel for the gaming YouTubers, because I know because so many people post gaming content, it's really hard to make money in that line, especially with streaming and all that.
yeah. And I mean, Twitch just did something different. Now I don't have an issue with what Twitch did. They just changed the percentages.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know exactly how that works though.
Yeah.
Because it's only a certain number of subscribers or followers. I don't know how Twitch works. I don't really watch it.
I've used it very briefly, but not enough to where I care to start going at it full force. I know you can make a very comfortable living off of Twitch. But
You can, because I know their first split is half.
Yeah.
So you get half, Twitch gets half, and then they just changed it to like 70-30.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you get 70, they get 30, which is fine, because Amazon does the same thing with books. And they'll let me choose, hey, do you want 70% or do you want 30% of the profit?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't have an issue with it. Some people do.
So wait, so if you choose to get 30%, does that mean they promote your book more?
See, no, they don't, which is weird.
So then why are you going to take the
Oh,
Why
I always
would-
take 70.
yeah, why would you take the lesser end of the deal? They're not helping with the funding or anything for it.
Well, I don't, but I mean, my books don't really sell.
Yeah, but still.
And to be fair, I don't know if it's because I can't balance out my timing, or if my writing's just really, really bad.
It could also
Or
be
if Audible is causing an issue, because that's also another thing. People don't like to read anymore.
Yeah.
So they go
That's
to
the biggest
audiobooks, and I can't afford that.
Yeah. I mean, this will sound strange, but I listen to this Horror Hill podcast. And at the end of each episode, the guy who does it says if somebody needs audio work done, that DM him and he could try to work something out. So,
Well, I mean, I've gone on to Fiverr and I found a few people, but that's still anywhere between $250 and $300.
Yeah. And that's still too much for anything at this point in time.
And I'm just like, yeah, I can't afford that. That's just
Yeah, no, because cost of living right now is already screwed up.
right.
But
So I mean, at this point, I've moved on to audio engineering,
yeah,
and then I think I tried this years ago, got okay with it, and then I kind of stopped. So I tried writing rap lyrics years ago. Got really good at it, and then they're like, all right, what are you going to do with the lyrics? Because you can write all you want, but unless it's out there, like, all right, what am I supposed to do? Learn how to rap. I was like,
Yeah.
can you do that? Is that a learnable skill? Apparently it is.
I mean, of course it is. Most everything's a learnable skill.
So I started doing that a little bit.
Can you spit a few bars?
Freestyle? No. I suck at freestyling. Freestyling is so hard.
Oh yeah, you have to have a whole dictionary memorized.
And I don't have time to read the dictionary.
No.
I'm not Eminem. I don't know 2,800 vocab words just right on my disposal.
yeah.
But like,
But,
I mean,
like-
I've recorded, like, recently I've recorded music.
Okay.
And now that I kind of know how to mix and master, I say kind of because I still hate my mixes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like.
I just dropped the song, so.
What'd you drop it on?
So first I dropped it on SoundCloud.
Okay.
Then I signed up for Ditto Music. And it took me a month to figure out how to do the artwork because they're very, very specific on what you're supposed to do with it.
Why?
Because so it's not their rule, it's the rule of the companies. But like so last like midnight I just dropped it on Spotify, it's on YouTube Music, it's on everything but iTunes.
Okay. Okay.
Which they don't give me the option for, which is weird because they said they dropped it.
Yeah. So wait. What's this? What's this song called?
Fade Away. It's on Spotify, it's on YouTube Music, it's on Amazon Music too.
And what's the?
It's just my initials. Capital R, capital J. That's really all I did.
Does it have a cross on it?
Yes, it does. That would be
well,
it.
I found it. Crusader Sounds.
Yes. So I made that company when I started producing.
Okay, well I'm gonna have to listen to this.
All right, you can play it. It's not. I own the copyrights.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. But I mean, like I said, anything's really a learnable skill.
But hey, thanks guys for watching. I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. I don't know how to promote us, to be honest with you, because Facebook doesn't like me and they don't promote anything I do.
Okay.
I don't know how to use Instagram.
I have an idea of it. YouTube people and people watching, like, subscribe, and watch our other videos, because the only reason YouTube's going to promote us is if we keep you on the platform for longer than you actually want to be.
Well, we can get a Patreon too.
Yeah, but I think we should build this up a little bit more. I have this on a Discord thing. I'm going to see if they can help out a little bit, but they're not going to because they're useless sometimes.
I mean,
Yep.
I promote on Facebook because it's free.
Yeah.
But no one will see my posts.
Yeah. I'll try.
And I don't know if
guess.
it's because Facebook's shadow banning me.
It could be. I could try
Because in
Instagram.
2020 I ended up doing a bunch of Trump posts that they flagged as false and inaccurate, and I was like, I know these aren't false and inaccurate, but we're not.
Yeah. Yeah. I could try promoting on Instagram. I'm probably going to have to make an account for it, though.
Well, to be fair, we should probably make a Media Talk Instagram account.
Yeah, that's true. And then I can go on there and weasel my way into stuff that way. Anywho.
Because apparently on Streamer you can also clip stuff and throw stuff on Instagram and Facebook,
Okay. And then we can
and on
take
YouTube
that.
Shorts.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's only when we're live streaming.
Yeah. I don't know. We could,
Because
we could try
supposedly
to-
YouTube's promoting live streams more than they're promoting recorded videos.
Really?
Because people can donate on live streams.
Okay. And what is, like, what are we currently live on right now?
StreamYard. It's this is just a studio recording.
Okay. Because it says live, so I didn't know if it was like.
It says
Live,
live,
like-
but it's not.
Okay. So does it like?
No.
just,
So
like-
if we were live, we would have we can do like a comment section,
Oh, okay.
and comments can pop up, and we can do that.
Okay. Try that one of these times.
Well, and we should, but the issue is I don't know who's gonna watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm like hesitating a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I can promote this around work and stuff like that, and get people on there that way.
Anyway, sorry guys, me.
It was
So I'll see you on the next video.